about fertilizers. This is Beginner Gardener Series 04. Today's topic is all about fertilizers. Watch this video till the end to achieve such results. First of all, you shall learn when not to fertilize your plants. There are a few cases which are very important. First, if you are growing your plants in non-season time, for example, I live in India, tropical climate, and if I try to grow winter crops like carrot, beetroot or cauliflower, broccoli, such crops in my summertime, they will grow but they will not produce the harvest or the yield. So what I do is I will not fertilize them in my summer months, means in the non-growing season months. If I do, the plants might even die because of the heat and also the fertilizer warmth. For example, we planted these cabbages in March month. Now it's June. They started producing small cabbages and now they grew all the way through my March month and burning April and May. So you can see I did not fertilize them, but they are still producing some medium-sized cabbages. Once my first time hit, then I fertilized my plant. They started now growing better than in summer. This is a proof of what I said. Secondly, if your plants are affected from some kind of a pest, you shall not fertilize them. Rather, you must use a pesticide or the fungicide to eliminate those pests and to promote the growth. Then you might use some fertilizers on the plant. Thirdly, if it's going to rain in your area, try not to fertilize your plants at least 6 hours before the rain. If you are using a solid fertilizer, you might want to do a little bit of add that fertilizer in the ground and mix it up. Rain does the remaining job. Another case will be the plant is on the flowering stage. At this stage, you do not want to fertilize the plant with heavy dose of nitrogen. This will result in the drop of the flowers and the growth of leaves and stem. Look at the grape clusters. Which is not what you want. They look cute unless you're growing there is only one cluster like that. The remaining clusters have barely any grapes on them. What's the reason behind this? One cluster, this one is fully mature, fully productive, and these two on the top are definitely not. Well, the reason is I fertilized the plant in the wrong time. The wrong time can be very, very small, just like a 3 to 4 days after or before. If you want to get good results, you need to fertilize at the right time. The right time to fertilize the plant will be just after pruning. And if you want to give them a nutrient boost when the season is going on, you shall fertilize them with doses of phosphorus, potassium. Try to use less nitrogen. Use nitrogen right after pruning to get good shoots, healthy shoots. Well, once the shoots develop, you need to use phosphorus, potassium, zinc, calcium rich fertilizers to get good quality fruit on them. Now my grape plant is only growing leaves, as you can see here. It's not growing any flowers. This is a bad thing to happen. Well, it's a learning and I will use it in upcoming years. This is the cases which you should not fertilize the plant. Well, some plants don't even need fertilizing. Like this Punarnava plant. It's a red Punarnava and in the middle we have Amaranthus. The container is overflowing. I got to do something. But let's keep that aside. This Punarnava plant will produce more flowers than leaves if you fertilize them. And I'll make a video on both of them to stick to our channel for all those notifications. Here is another example. My Malabar spinach plant is growing good. We performed 3G cutting on the plant. Now it's starting to shoot up better. It will grow significantly better from the past. And one more thing, if I was to fertilize my Malabar spinach plant, no matter where it's growing, it will right bud to seed, means it will produce flowers and go to seed. It will not produce the leaves. And if the roots of Malabar spinach bound, it will still produce flowers, not leaves. Well, more examples to come. It's my marigold plant and we perform 3G cutting on this one as well. You can see here the plant started shooting right here. As you can see, new shoots are coming up. At this stage, I want to fertilize my plant to get better buds once the plant completed its growing. You don't have to worry a whole lot. The plants will find their own way out wherever they are. Another case is my rose plant. You can see there are already some flowers on the plant, but the flowers are not what we're talking about. I'll make a separate video on that. But the thing is, the plant has stopped producing flowers, but it's growing new shoots, but that's not the case. The plant stopped producing flowers because it produced a ton of flowers the past month. So it's resting. Let the plant rest. Okay, that's the case. Here is a sick plant. Now at this stage you don't want to fertilize sick plants. Let them recover and then only you shall fertilize sick plants. Keep these things in mind and we will move on. Now let's talk about how to fertilize. Well, when you're planting the plant, you should usually mix a handful of fertilizer in the soil where you're planting. Again, what to fertilize? Stay to the end. I'll discuss about fertilizers in the end. Try to use a magnesium sulfate mixture after planting. This prevents transplant stress, and less stress means better production. Also try to use organic fertilizers because they increase the soil structure over the graph of soil structure versus time. I was able to transform such hard soil into this amazing nice soil. You can see the soil is rich in organic matter, it's loose, it has all the nutrients available for the plant, and the soil mostly is very soft for the root growth for the plant. This is what a soil is. I planted turmeric this year in this area and I got good results by far, and let's see how much turmeric could I harness from this tub. Okay, I'll make a separate video on that as soon as I harvest. For veggie crops, I will use a liquid fertilizer which is not extremely strong, bit mild, and I will use it in a gap of 10 to 20 days if the plant is in container. And if the plant is in ground, I will use that nearly like once in every month. That should be fine. But if you're growing a fruit tree, and seasonal fruit tree like mangoes, custard apple and something like that. Also if you're growing a tree like sapota which flowers throughout the year and produces fruit almost throughout the year. Well, let's talk about mangoes first. Mangoes will flower in month like January, mid-January to mid-February. So you should fertilize the plant 2 to 3 months before the flowering season. Well, the plant flowers in January to February, so I should fertilize my mango plant when September or October. That's the right time to prune and fertilize your mango trees. Again, we are gardeners, we are not farmers. We don't have to take all those important measures like time and those accurate measures. It's not necessary. And if you talk about sapota plant which produces flowers in January and June and again in September. So it produces flowers twice. It gives harvest twice. So we should also fertilize the plant twice in the whole year. Once in January for June crop, once in June for September crop, once in September for January crop. I hope you got everything about fruit trees and veggie plants in containers and in ground. As you are here till the end of this video, it's the weight of the whole video. We will discuss about the fertilizers I was talking about the whole video. Epsom salt or magnesium sulfate should be used like a tablespoon per a gallon of water alone or mixed with other fertilizers. Fish emulsion should be used 2 ml with 2 grams of Epsom salt in 1 liter of water. Seaweed should be used the same as fish emulsion, and NPK 19-19-19 should be used 2 grams per 1 liter of water. After this, neem cake shall be mixed in soil like a fistful for 10 kilograms of soil, and finally your old compost shall be used as required. Well, there are many types of composts like kitchen compost, cow dung compost, leaf compost, vermicompost. You can use any of that which is available to you. Mix well before you spray on your plants. And here I am fertilizing my cabbage plants just to show you, because it's the right time to fertilize my cabbage plant. I'm using a foliar spray on the leaves, and it's a good time to fertilize. It's the evening time when I'm doing it, plus now it's the season and my plants will flourish right after fertilization. Now here's an example of amaranthus. It's a red amaranthus, so it will not produce lightly colored leaves, and the leaves color is deformed. So I can understand that the plants have some significant nutrient deficiency, and the other plants have thicker leaves, means they are happy, but these plants are not. So I guess it's a nutrient deficiency, and I'm giving them a little bit of boost, and this shall shut them up. I'll make a video on how to grow amaranthus as well soon. Now let's talk about fruit tree fertilization. It's a little bit different from veggie fertilization. Let's look into that. I'm at my sapota tree. I'm using a mix of Epsom salt, granule seaweed, neem cake, NPK, and compost. It's a cow dung compost in ratio of 1:1:1:1:2 ratio. You can compare to that. You need to add this 100 grams per tree. Okay, it might differ to 150 grams to 200 grams according to the age of the tree. It will give your tree all the nutrients required. Here I am fertilizing my grape tree. It's a pretty young tree, and I'm fertilizing the plant for the September crop, so don't let me wrong for saying not to fertilize the tree. Here I have a reason to fertilize. Here I am at my mandarin tree. It's way younger, like 6 months old. You can see the size of the trunk. It's very young. For that tree, I recommend giving it like 50 grams of fertilizer. Spread it around the tree, which will give your tree, which is young, enough fertilizer. Well, it's June. Mandarin will only flower in September, so that's going to be fine. So that's it for this video, guys. Hope this video helps you. We'll make more informative videos about gardening just like this one. So subscribe to our channel and like the video if you like.